Hey guys, welcome back to Spooky Tuesday, a weekly podcast where we're breaking down all of our favorite slashers, thrillers, monster movies, and black comedies on the new scariest day of the week. I'm Sydney Thompson.
I'm Monica Haidt.
And I'm Chelsea Dove, and she did it.
I did it. I had it pulled up, but I didn't read. I was
so
nervous. It's been 5 years.
Effortless.
Really nice work.
She's a star. She is the moment.
Wow.
Once again, I've forgotten the name of this movie.
Are you
It's
kidding?
something
We just
car.
watched
Car.
it.
Something car.
I wanted to call it Break for Pussy, and that's not it.
That's not it at all.
That's
Do
the
you want me to
subtitle.
do it? Here, how about this?
it's
right there.
Drive Angry.
Yay.
Let's not forget it is NIC MAY-GE. It is NIC MAY-GE right now, and we are continuing on. And we watched this movie in person, as you might imagine, because we're all together.
We are.
And we're all touching right now.
And we're kind of in the positions that we were swapsies, but same Sydney in the middle as when we were watching.
That
Yeah,
is so true.
There you go. Got you. Yeah, I audio engineered this again, so say
Audio
Engineerica.
So say, wow, good job, or I
Wow,
didn't do
good
it and somebody else
job.
did it if it sounds bad. So
I'll let you know in post. Don't worry.
I think good job.
Thank you so much. I do think I might need to turn Sydney down, but
Oh,
I
I
will
can
let
just
you know.
say
I'm always
farther
trying
back.
to turn
I
Sydney
can-
down.
No, I don't want to turn her down like that. I want to
down
turn her
for
up.
what? Do, 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 do. Okay.
That was really special. That was really
Thank
special.
you.
But I made us do this movie because it was actually considered a horror movie. But having watched it, our other option was Ghost Rider. Damn it.
I think they are relatively equal in the horror-ness
Yes.
of it all.
But one of them was on the Screen Rant list of all of Nick Cage's horror movies. Clayton.
Nick Mayton. More like. That's what we're doing this month.
One of them was on the Screen Rant list of all of his horror movies ranked, and
Uh-huh.
one of them wasn't. And
Oh,
guess
so
which
that's
one
what we
was on
did.
it?
Draw your own conclusions.
Drive Angry was on it.
This
I'm gonna
one.
just
We
be very
would
clear.
never do a movie on this podcast that is only horror adjacent.
Never,
We would
not
never
one.
do that.
Super horror adjacent, and we just got done with Planet of the April,
Which is, I actually would argue that the originals are very horror. It's just that the remakes are very sci-fi.
And it's also
Yeah.
a monster movie.
yeah, and I love sci-fi, and so I don't care, and I loved it. It was amazing, and Rise of the Planet of the Apes
And
was
horror is
fantastic.
such an expansive genre.
It really
Exactly.
is.
You've got to really open your mind to it, and be accepting.
I think that you can hear the fidget
Yeah.
spinner.
Okay.
You can hear the fidget spinner for sure. Do you like that as a
Do you
listener?
like that?
Do you like that?
I tried to pitch ASMR episode.
Wow, there's a lot of background noise. Oh my god, these ones actually pick that up. Whenever I do,
I know, I'm always trying to do whispers.
do you think
Yeah.
it's Zoom that makes
Probably.
those
yeah.
sounds go away? Because this is the same
Maybe.
microphone.
Could be.
Probably.
Can you hear that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It would make sense that Zoom would be trying to cut
Stop
the really
you.
harsh noises.
They're trying to cut that shit out, man.
Fuck that. That's wrong. We're doing it raw tonight. We're doing
We're
it
raw
raw.
dogging it.
We're doing it.
Like the announcer on CNN. We're
Like
raw
the
dog-
Cardinals in the
conclave.
conclave.
We're raw dogging it. Also, Chicago Pope. I'm hyped.
Whoa.
Yay.
It's a big time. It's a really big time.
As a
Religious
girl who did
themes tonight.
1 year of Catholic school in Chicago, I just want to say my guy. But
Did
also,
you meet him?
No, but apparently he's a White Sox fan, so he is my enemy.
Wow.
I think it makes sense that the Pope is your enemy.
Okay. But if you have never seen this movie, like me and Chelsea, I'd nepe heard of it. I still don't even remember the name half the time, quite frankly.
It's driving.
I would say 100% of the time you don't remember the name.
I hope by the end of my goal for the end of this episode is to have Sydney know the name of the movie. And
we're gonna quiz
it
her.
might be
There's
a
gonna be a
lofty
pop
goal.
quiz.
Oh,
It might be a
no.
lofty goal.
Okay, but according to IMDb, a vengeful father escapes from hell
It didn't spoil anything.
and chases after the man who killed his daughter and kidnaps his granddaughter.
I never said that you spoiled.
Okay, well,
anything.
I
I
wasn't
thought that
sure if
maybe
you
I
spoiled
spoiled the
something.
entire movie because I don't know if I said this on the last episode. If I did,
Oh,
I'm
well.
sorry. Whatever. I don't fucking know. I'm not checking right now. I said it's about Nicolas Cage coming back from hell. He escapes hell and then does shit. And then I was watching said movie, Drive Angry is the name, Sydney.
Okay.
And it made it very clear that it was like maybe supposed to be a surprise.
But I feel like
that he was coming from hell.
movies do that all of the time. Like Companion, remember you tried so hard and I ruined it for
Yeah,
you.
Why would you bring this back up?
Because,
Don't spoil. I
it
still
was
haven't
one of
seen
those
Companion.
things. It was like a reveal in the movie, not that far in, but it was a reveal in the movie. Except then they made it part of all of the marketing after the first like month of marketing.
Oh, yeah.
It was like on the poster. It was in all of the trailers.
What?
Like at some point they go, "That's the premise."
Yeah, Sydney, what do you think that Companion is about?
I don't know. I've only seen one. I haven't seen like the second trailer.
Oh, okay, cool. Then
Yeah.
never mind. Then we're gonna keep Sydney's companion virginity intact today, and we're not gonna spoil that surprise for her. But it's a similar thing where literally everyone that I've done that exact same question to said, "Oh, it's about insert thing I won't say now here." And they know, and I didn't know until Chelsea spoiled it.
I know,
Wow.
and she was
Okay.
trying so hard.
I
to
ran
avoid-
out of
she
a
tried
theater.
So hard.
I
to
ran out of
sound
a
like
theater.
Such a
Spoiler.
dumb bitch when I said something.
No, it's okay. It was so funny because
She tried so hard.
I tried so hard. Literally, I was with her. We walked into a movie theater one time. We were still walking to our seats. The companion trailer comes on. I turn around. I run out of the theater. Sprint. And I was like, I hope that Chelsea puts 2 and 2 together. She's rather smart. She'll know why I left because she knows about this. But then when she said this thing to me, she said it. I was like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? And she's like, I'm talking about something else. I stopped talking about Companion. I'm actually talking about
She was like,
something
"Are you
else.
talking about Companion?" No,
No,
I
I'm like,
actually.
no.
That's not
I was
what
thinking
I'm
about a
talking
different
about.
movie that I watched a few weeks ago.
And it's completely
I
separate
know
thing.
nothing
Is
about
just
Companion.
you know how sometimes you have one thought and you have another unrelated thought. And
Totally. So it's bringing it back to why we're talking about this. I said that Nicolas Cage comes out of hell, and then the whole movie, I was like, I spoiled the whole, I spoiled the whole movie for them. I was like, I really thought it was. I thought he says, "Hey, I'm here from hell," like at the beginning.
He does kind of a
You
little in the
see-
beginning.
You see
You
the
see
gates
hell.
of hell.
You see the hell,
That's
yeah.
But
the
I
opener.
wasn't picking that up.
But it's also very Mad Max Fury Road, so like
also
it could be
giving
anything.
Roku City a little bit.
I don't know what that is actually. To be honest.
Well, because you don't have a Roku.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't have a Roku. Okay, so it's referring to the thing, the
like,
Roku.
sleep screen is like a beautiful purple city,
It's like
and it like kind of
Oh wait, I think I have
floats
seen this at
along.
other people's house.
People have talked about like Roku City memes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it was
I'm not
giving
up
a
on
little
that.
Roku City to me.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, it's beautiful.
Well, the thing-
it looked cool.
Sorry, I was gonna start playing with.
Sydney,
yeah, should I
Chelsea has
let's
to sit
do
on her hands
bondage
again,
this episode.
and once again, I'm gonna get your guys' names confused.
It's so hard when you're looking at us both at the same time.
And you both look the exact same.
And we're
to me.
identical.
It's so weird that there's two identical
Exactly
twins.
the same.
We were just talking about twins with the Wicker Man episode,
Oh yeah.
and we had 2 twins right here. Badass.
Anyway, what I was saying is
We're
you
talking
kept
about a movie about a car.
you kept bringing up Grindhouse and you mentioned Planet Terror and stuff, but even before we started watching the movie, but even while we were watching it, I was like, this is big Death Proof vibes.
Oh yeah, totally. I just love a Grindhouse movie, and again, like I said at the end of last episode, I'd never seen a fucking Grindhouse movie, and I haven't seen that many still. I've seen Grindhouse, I've seen this movie.
Yeah.
Maybe one other movie.
And Grindhouse is like, it is a Grindhouse movie, but it's also a parody.
It's a parody.
Yeah.
Well, and this,
Called Grindhouse.
it's a parody, but it's also like an homage, I would say, more than
Yeah.
a parody. And I feel like this is also an homage, but I need to watch like the actual fucking schlock shit that came out in the 70s to be a real grindhead, as they say.
A grinder.
Similar to Gamehead.
It's one of those things where it's like this movie came out in the year 2011, which is kind of a long time ago now.
Yeah.
In the
No.
sense
Just graduated from high
we
school.
just graduated from high school.
Just a couple years ago. What
We're
do you mean?
so young. I was a
I was
cheerleader
turning
yesterday.
21.
I am 22 years old, so that's so crazy.
But I got the sense from IMDb trivia that this was like cutting edge technology when it came out.
That's hilarious.
Because the director, Patrick Lussier,
Yeah.
he had done My Bloody Valentine in 3D 2 years earlier in 2009. And one of the reasons that he was excited about this movie was because technology had already continued to progress.
Why don't
But watching the movie, it's so like green screen, computer effect.
Really
Yeah.
bad,
And it didn't-
obvious 3D
Right, like it didn't
effects.
bother me. It's part of the like schlocky fun.
Part of
But I
its
get the
charm.
sense that it was perhaps not exactly schlocky at the time. It was just the height of technology.
I think schlocky is in the content, not in the tech.
That's true. But
Yeah.
I feel like there's a certain vibe that goes along with it that like in the 3D, like I think it's the 3D aspect of it a lot
Oh
of the
yeah,
time.
if this
It's 'cause
was
it's like,
shot in
"Ooh,
3D.
what if it touched you? Like what if it came right at you?" And that is
Okay,
very
a
hard to
grindhouse
not.
theater back in the 70s would have gone crazy for a 3D movie, okay? And they could have
Anybody
had
in
it
the
because
70s would have gone crazy for a 3D movie.
what was that movie that you had us do?
The
Was it House
50s.
on Haunted Hill?
Yeah, House on Haunted
House
Hill.
on Haunted Hill was like 3D, so
Yeah.
they've had 3D for a really long time. So actually, they could have had a 70s schlocky 3D.
Remember
movie.
the red and blue?
It couldn't. Have
I
gone
did know. I did in my heart know that was so precarious.
Is your computer okay?
Yeah, I think she's fine.
Do we have a napkin?
Well, it's just on the tray. Oh, but there is a microphone on that tray.
Hold
as
on, hold on.
well.
I have a little towel in my laundry hamper.
I'm just gonna put it out of elbow range. Good thing this is nearly empty.
La, 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 la. We got Cheetah here tonight in the building.
Gotten crazy off one Coca-Cola. Oh my god.
Cheetah.
Just in case.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks.
Oh god. Where's my chair?
Just going so crazy hard.
Oh, okay. I just freaked out.
Podcast.
I just freaked out because I looked down and I realized I'm not wearing shoes. And I
Oh,
was like, oh
no.
my god, are my feet on this episode? But my feet are not shown.
Bless.
But they might peek out. So let me know if you see my feet on screen because that is, you guys haven't paid $666 to see that.
I've got socks on, so it's
Yeah, she's
fine.
protected.
Oh, yeah.
She's titillating.
Yeah.
very titillating.
Teasing.
But anyway, I'm glad to know that I didn't actually spoil this movie.
No more than the rest of the marketing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
just
mean,
like IMDb.
it's not a movie that has like a lot of content to like be spoiled. But at the same time, I don't, I want you to have a pristine experience with this. Really like probably Criterion Collection worthy film.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what it said on IMDb. It didn't say it's in the Criterion Collection. It just said Criterion Collection worthy.
Yeah.
Quote Monica Hyatt.
Oh my god, so
How'd you
weird.
get on there?
Wow.
That's like a time warp thing. That's
Oh
for
my
another
God,
episode. I hate
that's
time travel.
crazy.
That doesn't
Something's
make any sense.
happening.
Don't push me, or we'll get into the conversation of predestination versus free will once again.
Once again.
But yeah, so I don't think I actually told the full story of this previously, but I've told you guys, but not to the listeners. I watched this movie for the first time with my father. I know, cue tears streaming from your eyes. In 2011. So that was like the year I graduated high school. So
That's a choice.
Wait, you guys went in theaters?
no,
Okay, thank God.
we watched it on pay-per-view.
Oh.
But it had just come out on pay-per-view because there were like ads for it. And we're like, oh, we should watch this. It looks fun. And
What a lovely
I think
father-daughter film. Which
I mean,
it is.
it
in
actually
many
is
ways.
a
a father-daughter film. It actually is a father-daughter film in many ways. But there is like a lot of like full frontal nudity
Yeah.
Yeah.
and fucking. There's a lot of fucking.
Sometimes dads make mistakes.
I feel like I was
Yeah.
like, this looks cool, Dad. So then
Monica
I had to
loves
live
Nicolas
with
Cage.
it. I love Nicolas Cage. I love it so. Oh, it's important to bring this out now.
Do his eye leader.
yeah.
Yeah, I will. I will. I
Well,
will.
once we get there.
Spoiler. Come on.
We don't know what happens with his eye yet.
maybe they
Nicolas
do 'cause
Cage
they
is here
watched
with
the
us
movie.
tonight.
No, I think they like to listen to us first. And
Oh,
then
okay,
they
yeah,
watch.
yeah, yeah.
You
that
might
makes so much
you might
sense.
remember this from the Long Wigs episode. So this will come in handy later.
We love a good prop.
Here's
Yeah.
Nikki. Flip sequence. But yeah, it was a traumatizing experience to watch this film with my dad, and it's something I'll never forget because it's a flashbulb memory. I was in fight or flight mode the entire time because I couldn't believe my eyes, and I couldn't believe that my eyes were watching the same thing as my dad, and we're sitting on the same couch watching this movie.
Did you guys talk at all during the movie?
I blacked out.
Yeah.
I have no idea. There's no way to know if any words were said.
Who's
I
to
think
say?
he might have been like, "Oh God." Like he was when we watched Uncut Gems on Christmas, and the crazy shit started happening in Uncut Gems, and he said, "Oh God, what is this?" He screamed it in the theater, and I was like, "Dad, we're in a movie theater, and it's Christmas." Anyway, that was a big fight. We shouldn't have seen Uncut Gems.
Sometimes these things happen.
I don't know how to pick them. I don't know.
Watched I Heart Huckabees on Mother's Day one time, and I don't know that anybody else in the world has ever seen it. But it is very strange, and there's weird sex scenes in it.
Oh God.
I'm
I
glad
think
my
we
mom
finished it, though. I
does
think
not
at some
like
point
to
we
watch
went-
movies.
But like, my parents are so conservative that like we watch The Shape of Water together, an incredible film that is beautiful, and you cry
And it
because it's
moves.
beautiful. They couldn't get past the fish sex. They couldn't get past that.
A lot of people couldn't get past the fish sex.
I know,
so they
but
were
it's
not allowed.
Small-minded.
I just
Yeah.
want to say that look how far I've come with
You
such
gotta be
small-minded
open.
parents that that I can be so pro bestiality now.
Which she loves to get on the record.
I love to say
She
that on the
loves to put
record
that
as
on the
much as
record.
humanly possible. Anyway, there's Nicolas Cage is in this movie, and he looks probably the coolest he's looked in 25 years in this film, I have to say.
Amber Heard is also in this movie, and they have the exact same hair. His is just shorter. Same highlights, same lowlights, same
Hers
everything.
has a little more body in the top, you know?
Yeah,
'Cause
well,
I think
the
the side
color
part.
is the exact same.
I told you I disagree. I think he's more ash blonde and she's more honey blonde.
He's slightly ashier. I agree with you,
That's
but
just because he was in hell. Those are the ashes of hell on his hair.
I don't
Okay,
know.
that's
Maybe
fair.
he's
Toning it.
been toning. Yeah, he's toning and she's not. So maybe maybe they have toner in hell.
well, maybe she just wants a warmer
Oh,
look.
you know what? Also, though, she said her fiance unemployed for a long time now. She keeps quitting jobs. She doesn't have that extra money
Recession
for purple
blonde.
shampoo.
Yep, it's hard.
Recession
That
blonde.
shit's expensive.
But she looks good in the warm. She's like very summery.
She's
Mhm.
very summery. She's very tan. She is like
Nicolas Cage, also very tan.
Nicolas Cage, again, he looked fantastic. He was bringing Guy Fieri realness to the
Mhm.
screen, and unfortunately, he was outdoing Chad Kroeger at his own game. It's crazy. It's like he took Chad Kroeger's swag, and he was like, you are an imposter in your own skin, and I, Nicolas Cage, will take on your form and do it so much better. He could have sang Photograph right then, and it would have been totally natural.
And it would have worked.
And it would have sounded really beautiful.
I think that was the post-credit scene. We just didn't stick around long enough.
Damn it.
Wow.
That
They
would've
said,
been a
who's the
mistake.
hottest person right now? Chad Kroeger from Nickelback.
Honestly, when was like the big year for Nickelback? I'm gonna look this
I
up
feel
on
like
my
way
Wake.
earlier than 2011.
Yeah.
I think I was
want
in,
to
like,
say
middle school.
2007.
I would say
Look
earlier
at this
than that.
graph.
But when was he married to Avril Lavigne? Because like that's a pretty good
Ooh.
high spot, you know. High point.
I looked up.
What did you Google, girl?
I looked up when did Photograph come out, and it said the invention of photography. 1822. In case you want to know, it was in 1822.
Why did you Google photograph and not how you remind me?
Okay, well,
Why didn't you
because
just
I
look
just
up
sang
Nickelback?
Photograph.
I know, but that was on. They'd already peaked.
I thought I'd fix it by putting quotes around.
Photograph.
She did not fix it. Girl, I think it's time
Okay,
to change your
all right, I'm ready. I'm crying. I'm so sorry. Nickelback, when were they cool?
We're asking all the hard-hitting
It's-
questions at Spooky Tuesday.
It's pretty early in the episode for me to be crying. Oh no, I didn't write Nickelback.
Oh my god! Did you just write when were they cool?
I wrote nickel. Okay, so
All right,
let's
all right,
let's talk
all
about
right.
something else.
I got
Let's
it.
talk about something else.
It's always something with us.
They were cool in the early 2000s. Their hit single, How You Remind Me, came out in 2001. The initial hype and coolness factor diminished, and they became a target of criticism and jokes. Thank you, AI overview.
Photograph came out in 2005.
Yeah.
They're pretty much already lame by then.
And then 6 years later,
they said, you know what's hot again?
you know what? Actually, you know how trends circle back around? I
They
think
just
this is
circle,
just
they
about to be on
come.
top.
They're like, we're bringing Nickelback back, actually. We're back.
Oh my
Nickelback
god.
back.
Oh my god.
What?
It says Nickelback.
Chad
has been
Kroeger and Avril Lavigne didn't get married until 2013.
Yeah.
So they were probably just dating at this time.
Wow. This
She
is-
could have been with Brody Jenner still at that time.
Was that before
She's had such an
or
interesting
after?
dating history. I feel like Brody Jenner was before, but actually, you know what? I don't know.
I think he was after, maybe.
He could have been after.
Huh.
I don't know about that.
She was married to. Was she married to someone from like Sum 41, maybe before, or not
Is that
married?
before she
perhaps?
died?
Stop.
I don't think that holds water. I don't think that conspiracy theory holds water, actually.
That's my favorite conspiracy theory, actually.
Oh my god. Their relationship began in 2012 after they collaborated on a song for Lavigne's album. And then they got engaged in August 2012. This is a shotgun wedding, my god. I'm crying about it. And then
She
they got
pregnant?
married in
No.
July 2013, and then they split in September 2015 after 2 years of marriage. And
That was
then
like real quick.
I feel like they remained friends.
in
In
2019,
my heart, I know that.
I watched them sing Rockstar together on stage with
That's
a
what
drunk
I'm
man.
saying. There we go. Remained friends.
It was the
At least
awkwardest thing I've
business
ever seen in my entire life.
partners.
Who was the drunk man?
Basically, what happened, have I not told this story on the pod before?
Who
This
can
is
say?
my greatest story. Okay, and then we can talk about the movie. Me in the crowd watching Nickelback, because that was one of the tours that I did when I worked in the music industry. Chad Kroeger's on stage. He's like, all right, next up, we're going to sing Rockstar. And to perform this song, I'm going to bring out a very special guest, Avril Lavigne. He brings out his ex-wife onto the stage. It's already mortifying. He proceeds to tell a story about the Rockstar music video, which is one of their most famous ones. It has like a shit ton of cameos in it. And apparently Avril was going to be in it, but then she like canceled last second.
Uh-oh.
And he was like telling it like kind of like he was pissed. And she was like, I had a good reason, blah, blah, blah. It's awkward. It's uncomfortable already. Then they're like, okay, well, we also do this thing for Rockstar every time, and we let a person from the crowd come out onto the stage and sing the song with us. So they already have Avril Lavigne, and then they bring the fucking most wasted guy from the pit onto the stage. He's like, all right, man, let's fucking sing this. But first, Jaeger shots. Stagehand comes out from the side of the stage, brings 2 Jaeger shots. I know. They take the shot. Avril Lavigne's like, what about me? They forget Avril Lavigne. They don't bring Avril Lavigne
That's for the
a
music
shot.
video.
It is so awkward. Then they bring Avril Lavigne one separately. She takes it by herself. It's mortifying. Then they proceed to sing the song, the 3 of them together, and it's the fucking drunk guy being like, well, I want to be a great rock star. Like, literally, like, horrible. And then Avril Lavigne has to sing with this fucking guy. Avril Lavigne, a legacy act, has to sing with
The
this fucking
disrespect.
jabroni? Are you kidding me? It was something unprecedented. I couldn't believe my eyes. And
Not
I thought,
presidential.
Yeah, it wasn't presidential at all. As our president, Avril Lavigne, she never should have been put through that. I was mortified for her, and
Our
it was the most
Canadian
uncomfortable.
president, after we're
7
accepted
minutes of
as
my life.
Also, I just want to say, y'all were talking about Rockstar, and the only thing that I could think of was the Hannah Montana song,
Oh,
Rockstar.
I
That
see
was
the
I
energy
don't
drink.
wanna be
Yeah.
a rock star.
I might even be a
Oh,
rockstar.
that's what
I don't know the Nickelback Rockstar song.
I'm a big rock star, have 16 cars. We all get skinny.
Wait,
We all get skinny because we just won't eat it. Hang out at the coolest bars with the VIPs and the movie stars. I don't know the rest.
I'm back in.
Yeah, honestly,
Honestly,
you kind of slayed.
I kind of like.
I like that song.
I'm
have
I'm
cried.
an enjoyer.
I
of
like Nickelback.
I'm not a fan, but I'm an enjoyer.
I had an insane mosh in my kitchen to How You Remind Me recently.
Ooh.
A personal 1-person mosh. And also when I one time went to student council camp. It was a conference. They played an anti-drug video to the tune of How You Remind Me, and it made me cry. I was really anti-drug in like the 8th grade.
And she still is today.
Yeah, she's never done a drug in her life.
Dare.
Not me.
Anyway, so we're watching this movie and it's called Drive Angry.
It's called Something Car.
It's called
Or
Something Car.
something.
I love that movie, Something Car. The thing about this movie is that it has the thing that I love the most, and it's like comedically over the top graphic gore.
It goes balls to the wall.
It
Or
goes
what?
balls to the wall.
Balls to the ball?
Oh yeah.
What is it?
Bull by the balls.
Bull by the Balls. That's the name of the bar that's in it later.
It's like a whole motel complex.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there. It looked like a fun place.
It looks like a fun place.
But yeah, like it's the first 5 seconds of this movie. You see Nicolas Cage break out of hell, but you don't know necessarily that that's what you're seeing.
Yeah, you
And then
see
he-
like hell, and then you see like car.
Yeah. And then then he blows up some guys like right away. It's pretty sick.
Immediately after 3 guys, and they're like, he's gonna get us. We have no idea who he is.
They're like, he knows what we did to her and where we did it. Like, they're saying the weirdest exposition
It's
to be like,
so-
we're bad guys and he's good.
And they're like, I thought he was dead. I guess not.
I guess not.
He's
And then the
not.
audience goes, oh, okay. I'm just going to forget about that opening sequence with the fiery gates.
I know.
I'm actually so upset that I never saw this in theaters. I just feel like I would have had the time of my life in
No,
3D.
Imagine this in 4D.
DX.
4DX, this would go so fucking crazy.
How do
They
we-
have flamethrowers in the corner of the room.
Wow, when the hand explodes off, you get sprayed with like
I
viscera.
love when the hand exploded off.
Yeah, hand exploded off, guy's head explode. A lot of like cool practical effects in this, or cool like practical makeup gore effects as well as with the CGI. There's some really fucking abysmal CGI, but there's
In tandem.
you got to do a mix of both. If you do all CGI, no,
Takes you out.
takes you out. Like Nicolas Cage took out all these bitches. So you see that as seamless. Pretty nice. By the way, take bets now. Will I lose my voice by the end of the episode?
I think so,
Probably.
because
I think
it's
I
already
will.
going.
Yeah, it's already going.
I was like, where's
Monica's
her
been
tea?
raging the last
I
couple
know.
days,
Where's
so
her tea?
I went to the Renaissance Fair and then a music festival on a day that was 100 degrees. So that's how we got here. What other things did you feel? Did you like the movie? Did you have fun?
I had fun.
I had fun.
Are you okay?
I was trying to adjust my glasses because they're kind of being squished into my head, but having them up above the headphones, I didn't like. Well,
you can tighten it right here.
we're
struggling.
doing our best. They filmed Amber Heard's body in such a male gaze way, but I liked
Yeah.
it.
I was
Yeah.
gazing.
I was gazing.
Yeah. This is one of those like I'm better than no man type of movies. You know what I mean? Because I like it and I'm like, oh well, it's not great towards women, but it like
I think she consented to be in this film, so
yeah. But I also feel like that's like the grindhouse of it all.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like
It's
there's
giving Machine Gun
sexploitation
Leg.
films. Yeah, it's giving Machine Gun Leg for sure. Oh my god.
I
I'm
love
thinking about the Machine Gun Leg now.
I
Sorry.
had a great time when she punched her Stone Cold Steve Austin lookalike boyfriend.
Frank,
Yeah, I had a
Yes.
great time
the
watching
writer
that.
of this film.
Yeah, he was a writer.
And
Oh, really?
IMDb
That was the
trivia-
writer?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh my
IMDb
God.
Trivia said that he also was in My Bloody Valentine, and it said something about it in
Oh.
a weird way that makes it sound like in that movie he also is having sex with a woman as his cameo.
Why is the writer writing himself fucking all the time?
Well,
Wouldn't
wouldn't
you?
Well,
Oh, is it,
It
Todd
says-
Farmer?
I get,
Yeah,
yeah.
just like in My Bloody Valentine 2009, the previous movie of screenwriter Todd Farmer and director Patrick Lussier, Farmer has a small part in the movie as a man called Frank who is having sex. It's like, is he playing Frank who is having sex in both
Stop.
films?
Is it the same
Or is this just
person?
written strangely?
Stop. He wrote Jason X.
Horking.
Todd Farmer.
The people involved in this movie have done a lot of things that we are enjoyers of.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
Patrick Lussier is directing the next 47 Meters Down for one.
There's gonna be another one.
There's what
It's
I
called
said.
47 meters down
up.
the wreck.
Ooh.
And it is a father-daughter movie. So
Gotta watch
Sydney and
it
I
with
downstairs were like, it should star Nick Cage.
It
Yeah.
We should bring him back.
Oh my
A father and
god.
daughter scuba diving to explore a shipwreck. That sounds so up my fucking alley. Anyway,
That
We're
sounds
so
so up my
there.
alley. Oh my god.
he also did editing though on Screams 1 through 3 and Cursed and like a whole bunch of
What a
other
king.
stuff. So
You can feel that energy.
He was a
in this.
writer for Dracula 2000?
yeah, he wrote the story of Dracula 2000 and then
Don't
he
get
wrote the
me
screenplays
started.
for Dracula 2 Ascension and Dracula 3 Legacy.
You guys are all fucking lucky that I didn't make you do Dracula 2000 for my birthday movie. I did Queen of the Damned instead. But Dracula 2000, unfortunately, those movies are the same thing. Like, they're not. They're literally not. There's no pop star, rock star, indie. There's no Korn singing, nothing like that.
Boo.
But it does have that. It brings that vampire Y2K realness.
That same
Why
vibe.
do I feel like... Oh, never mind.
Okay.
What?
I was going to say, why do I feel like Korn was just relevant to something that we were talking about, but it was something that I was doing on my own.
Would you like to
Class.
We
share
talked
with the
about it a
class?
little bit because it was Lollapalooza.
Yeah.
They're on the Lollapalooza lineup for the
Oh,
summer.
really?
Yeah.
Are you
think
gonna
same
go?
Day, well, I'm entertaining the beautiful idea, which means I'm probably not going to go, but I am entertaining
Should
the
I
beautiful
give
idea.
you COVID before and
Yeah, definitely do that. I think that's our fun tradition that we're starting.
We're doing it
I
every
gave
We
you
need to do
COVID.
it 2 more years before it is a tradition because you need to do it 3 times.
Is that what makes a tradition?
Well, that's what makes a collection.
Oh.
I just think that the writer here, Todd Farmer, and Pete Lucien, what is-
Patrick.
Patrick?
Patrick?
That's
Lucier.
Lucier.
I think he's French.
He seems French.
He seems French.
This is a very
He's
French,
French in
film.
our brain.
I'm
now.
getting
Smells very
vibes.
French. I'm getting
Just,
big
the
French
would love
vibes.
Patrick Lucier.
Patrick Lucien. In this French film, I think that this is a gorgeous story, a beautiful story of family and the lengths that you'll go to redeem, for revenge and redemption for your family members. He literally got out of hell because
He broke out.
He
He
broke
may
out.
have been in a hole.
Yeah.
I gather
He was
from
in a
the
pit
ending.
in hell. He was in a pit in hell.
It's
A
such an
bad pit.
interesting
He was in the bad pit.
Yeah, the bad place.
as they call it. It's such an interesting conception of hell in this movie that it's like you're not just in hell being, poked with pitchforks or whatever, but you have to like watch a live
Yes.
stream of the suffering of people that it's not about your suffering. It's about how you have to bear witness to the suffering
Yes.
of the
Which
people that
is,
you
like,
love.
Really cool, kind of.
It's
Like
it's
a like a
fucked.
what is the word that I'm looking at? Concept. That was
Yes.
the word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it is a fucked up concept. I just love just the whole conception of hell and like I don't know, the accountant and all of that.
I
in
love
this
the
movie.
accountant.
That's like the best part of the movie because like
Yes.
you have this character and
Like, who is he? What is he doing?
what is his name? What is
Is he
that
really
actor's name?
FBI?
William Fitchner. Fitch is that? Yes,
Fitchner.
Fitchner. Who I think is hot. Just by the
He's
way,
very
pretty
hot.
much
I'll go
every,
sign.
everybody in this movie, pretty much all the main cast characters are very, very hot. The big
Billy
four:
Burke in his like red satin and
Oh
his
my
red
God.
velvet.
Nicolas
his belt
Cage,
buckle,
Amber
his
Heard,
Williams.
William Fitchner, and Billy Burke are all
Billy Burke.
Billy Burke. I'm so sorry.
Billy Book is when he's at the library.
This also is a movie from Summit, and they also did Twilight. And this movie came out in the midst of the Twilight
Twilight
films.
films.
So Billy Burke was really having a big time. And he wanted to show, I have range. I'm not just somebody's daddy. I'm also an insane person, an insane eunuch cult leader.
Hey, Dickless.
So fucking funny. But yeah, I just think that the world building is really, really fun. That like the accountant is like not the devil himself because you kind of think, oh, is that the devil? And it's just a different way of
Is
doing
he
things.
like the devil's assistant?
No, he's like a demon. He's just like one of the. I think he's just one of the demons because he was like, if you kill me, somebody else will come.
This movie is also so relevant for me and Chelsea because we just watched The Accountant 1 and 2. Separately, though. So
I only watched the Accountant one because she told me I had to.
it's a better movie.
It is a better movie. I saw Accountant too, and I was like, I like the first
I've
one
not
better.
seen either of these. I didn't know anything about them, but today I saw the back of a bus and it said, need an accountant call. And I was like, huh, that looks a lot like fucking, oh my God, I forgot his name. What's his name?
Ben Affleck.
Ben
I was
Affleck.
like, that looks a lot like Ben Affleck. What the fuck? And then I was like, oh.
Oh, it's a movie.
It's that fucking movie that you guys won't stop talking about.
I'm not the one bringing it up.
I am.
But yeah, I think
This
that
is a prequel to that, actually.
This is the prequel to that.
Yeah.
I've been also watching Supernatural literally all day today. And then and every other day for the last like month and a half, to be so
What
clear.
season are you on right
I'm
now?
already on almost to the end of season 4.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've put in work. I did
How
season
long have you
1
been
and
working?
2 in 1 week, baby. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh, but this is back in the year when there's like 23 episodes
Yeah.
in a season.
Yeah, this is
Okay.
it's actually an accomplishment. Except season 3 only had 16 episodes, and that was because of
The
the
writer's
writer's
strike.
strike.
It was originally supposed to be a 4-season show, but then it was just so popular that they kept going for 500 more years.
Everybody loved it.
I gotta say
Including
that
me.
I deeply, passionately love it so much.
I do too.
I give it about 45% of my mental energy whenever it's on.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's I think how much it wants.
Yeah, no, it's really good. Anyway, there's a lot of crossover vibes.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of sick
the old
fucking cars and
yeah.
hotties
Yeah.
driving them and stuff. Oh
And
my
they're
god.
in Oklahoma.
Demon hunting.
Very close to Kansas.
Yeah. Oh my god. It's beautiful. It's
About
beautiful.
family.
It's about family first and foremost. But like think about that though, like Nicolas Cage's character, this is such a deep movie. He's just sitting there watching, he has to watch his fucking daughter be killed. He has to watch
Yeah.
his daughter like grieve him, hate him,
Join a satanic cult.
join a satanic cult because her life is spinning out of
Yeah,
town.
yeah.
Out of town. Like watches her do her little badass moment where she stabs Billy Burke with his own necklace.
I had to watch her marry like a crunchy, like
fucking
half
you
ear
know
gay
what
man.
Could
I
be.
didn't get disdain from him when he mentioned the tree-hugging, sandal-wearing son-in-law.
That doesn't
It was
sound
like I
that
was
bad. They were
surprised to
happy.
see it, but like he was no help against the cult. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it was like after being in such a cult, you know, like how beautiful to find a gentle soul.
Exactly. It's really nice. And then he has to watch Billy Burke being like a fucking cult leader's always going to be
Sexual assaulter.
rapists. So
Yeah. That
Yes.
wasn't chill.
if you're looking for that level
Not
of like
cool, you guys.
control over people, it makes a lot of sense that he would be cross that line too.
It also, I think, makes a lot of sense that every male cult leader is really just looking to have a harem of women.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
that. What happens
Yeah.
if I want to be a cult leader? What am I?
Are you just looking for a
well-
harem of women?
No.
Be honest.
Eh.
I guess it depends what the ethos of your cult is like.
I haven't decided yet, you know?
Okay,
Yeah.
so we'll
We're
workshop
open.
it.
We're workshopping, but the guy who read my aura
Uh-huh.
said I'd be probably very good at it. He
No,
said that
I-
verbatim.
I get that sense.
Yeah,
Did
yeah.
you bring up being a cult leader?
No, he brought it up naturally.
Wow.
He
I
said
do
I'd be a
think-
great spiritual leader. And I looked at Taylor and I said, oh my God, I should start a cult.
Dear God.
Spiritual
Taylor said,
leader.
that's what he said verbatim. I go, yes.
a little different than cult leader.
Most cults are.
They start
Spiritual?
start
Sure.
somewhere.
Yeah,
They start small
sure.
and then they get bigger.
Yeah. I don't know that spiritual leader always implies like the very top. That could be like youth pastor.
No, I'm not going to do that. I don't want to
You give
molest
big
people.
youth
I
pastor
think
vibes.
you could really thrive as a youth pastor.
I don't want to molest people, guys.
Okay.
Not all of them are molesters. Some of them just really enjoy wordplay.
Have you watched Righteous Gemstones?
No.
You need to watch Righteous Gemstones.
I do know that I'm looking for an 8-ball and $2 million, though. I've seen those memes.
I haven't watched the last 2 seasons. I'm behind,
not
so I
there
don't
yet.
know what you're talking about.
I don't know what the context of it is. I've just seen the memes.
Well, I'm still back at Misbehavin' with Walton Goggins. So.
Mama told me not to. I'm going to do it anyway.
Misbehavin'. It's a great show, and they're not paying me to say that because I haven't watched the last 2 seasons, so obviously I wouldn't be getting my checks. Anyway, Billy Burke. They chose a compelling person to give your life to.
But, like, what was his motive? He wanted to
don't-
be immortal? Like, why was he kidnapping babies, murdering people, sacrificing them
He
to
wanted
Satan?
to, I think live forever was a
Yeah,
big
he
part
was saying
of it.
live forever, Did he like say that he was like imbued with some sort of power or no?
Yes, he was very much like, I was chosen. I don't know that he said he had a power, but he very much was like, these dumb, stupid idiots who think that the meek will inherit the earth, that's fake. Us strong bitches are going to inherit the earth. And we're going to smush everybody who gets in our way. I think he said the word smush.
Oh.
I love that.
Interesting. So it's built on violence.
Which
Yeah.
is ideal
a strong
for this movie.
tenet, yeah. I mean, there's that one part where you get to actually see them doing what they do best, and they were having a trailer park party where all the bitches were nude, and they were just shooting their guns in the air and drinking hella beer.
And what did that remind you of?
Our Discord.
I didn't. Yes, that's what.
That's what it's like in
That's
there.
what it's like in there.
Join
That's what
our
it's like in
Discord.
there. So if you want to have a good time, sacrifice some babies.
Dance
We don't
around
do
nude
that.
in a parking lot.
Well, not yet, but they didn't do it yet either.
Yeah. It is a full moon.
This was starting out to be like a really good ad for the Patreon, and now it's going off the rails.
I wasn't the one who was like, we should say that on the episode, but somebody wanted to, so I was just
Why are
creating
you
an
looking at
opening.
me? I did not say that. It was Sydney. It was Sydney.
And I
Sydney
gave
was
her
the
her
one.
window because I'm a good friend.
We are having a really good time in there. There's like some satanic things happening, but like mostly just like
They're pretty mild.
Yeah.
Mostly it's like, hey, you guys see this trailer yet?
or like everybody watched like 4 Hellraiser movies over the weekend, so that's pretty satanic.
We had some The Boy discourse earlier today about what a masterpiece that was.
I missed that.
I did.
Oh my
I
god!
popped in to make sure everybody was doing that
Wow,
correctly.
Jesus Christ! Yeah, no, there's some good stuff going on in there. So join our cult. And
Cult leader, I'm just saying.
we're just as hot as
Oh.
Billy Burke.
I will
but
start
Hotter
wearing
even,
red.
maybe.
Hotter. I have a red satin shirt. I could get it right now, but
I
I'm not
have-
gonna get up.
That red velvet corduroy jumpsuit.
Oh my god.
I've got a regular red jumpsuit.
I have
that
a
the one I
big
gave you?
Western belt buckle, but I don't have leather pants.
I want a human femur.
I don't know if anyone should have leather
give you mine.
pants.
Thank you, Queen.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that. So I'm glad Cindy that you're getting
I
that from
only
Chelsea.
really use one.
Okay. I just pictured you with a peg leg, and it was really easy for me to imagine. Why?
Yeah, that's my peg leg.
You've killed me.
She's dead.
I might have to get a lozenge soon if we're
Oh,
getting to
no.
lozenge.
Get your
lozenge day.
tea.
I can't make a whole nother thing of tea right now. It's already 9:15 p.m. I'll ask Adam. I'll text Adam.
Yeah.
Adam. I
I'll
need
literally
tea.
text Adam and be like, please, could you bring me tea?
Because peppermint tea's not caffeinated.
I
Back
know,
in
that's why
high
I drink so
school,
much of it.
There was that one girl 2 years older than us who had the really scratchy voice, and she would do an extra scratchy voice for one of her roles, and then she would be just hanging out in the theater, like squirting honey plain into her throat.
I'm going to be honest that I
do
just
that.
squirted honey plain into my throat before we started recording.
See, it works.
Like a true actress.
She's an actor, a thespian.
I am a
actor.
thespian, so thank you for reminding everyone. I was on the makeup team, but I also was the nurse.
You were in The Boyfriend.
I was in The Boyfriend. I was the nurse, and they created that character. I had one line, and it was set in a group, and I can't remember it now.
I think I
So
also
yeah, it
had
was the
one line
star.
baby in a group.
Don't worry, though.
I was a star.
I was
Wow,
so
thank
convinced
you.
that I was going to have like a big speaking role and it be my first production. I was like, I'm going to nail this. And then I did not nail it. But anyway, I love our theater teacher. He's a great guy. Anyway, what else do we want to talk about with this movie?
I loved the car scene on the bridge with the accountant and they're driving and they're doing this
and
one.
he's like, roll down the window.
Bridges are scary.
Oh,
to
yeah,
begin
yeah,
with.
yeah.
And then they're like driving next to each other on this 2-lane bridge, horrifying. And he shoots him, and
He like grazes his cheekbone.
yeah,
Oh,
very
yeah.
much like Trump.
Oh, yeah.
We did say that. We did say
Yeah,
that
yeah,
while we were
very
watching.
much like
Because he like turns his head at just the right second.
yeah,
Yeah, okay.
because
Also,
he's a demon, just like Trump.
yeah, seriously. I was also thinking earlier, we were talking about the cult and Billy Burke's whole thing, and it reminded me of Trump.
MAGA.
Anyway,
Bummer
They do
episode.
We're turning things around. Wait, no, okay, here's something fun to talk about. I think the gun's cool.
The gun is
The gun
cool.
was
They got
cool.
a
The God
special gun. Yeah, the God Killer.
The God Killer. And the bullets said stuff as well.
Yeah,
It said Latin that I said out loud, and I was like, oh, not again.
It said Deus Velox Nex, which loosely translates to God's swift brackets violent death.
Oh my God. I love that. I love that he had a cool.
Ooh.
What?
I love that.
I know. It's there's some fun little
We
like
should get matching
random ass
tattoos that say that. Tramp stamp.
God's swift and violent death.
In Latin, tramp stamp.
I don't know.
I don't
Consider.
Okay, yeah.
Take that under advisement.
You let me know when we're gonna go
Yeah,
get those.
you get yours first, and then
Yeah, let me
if
know where
it
to
looks
place
as cool
it.
as you think it's gonna look, we'll talk.
So fucking funny. I just can't get over how cool Nicolas Cage is in this movie, especially after just doing Mom and Dad.
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
feel like he talked so weird in that one, and I don't really feel like he talked weird in this
He
one.
talked a little weird in this one.
A little bit, but he was honestly like such a baddie, and that's the thing. Like, we're doing his horror movies, and this was again on the Screenrant list of
So it
horror movies, so
counts.
it counts as a horror movie. It has horror level violence, and gore. So there you go. And the devil is involved.
there's
And
Satan.
technically, is Nicolas Cage a zombie? Some could say yes.
It's paranormal.
He is alive but dead.
He's alive but dead. He's dead, but he's not alive. But he is still hot. Is what I'm trying to get at.
Death
thing
can't
is-
stop him from being hot.
That's so true. The thing is, he like has a ton of roles where he's like a bad bitch, like in his action career from like the 90s or whatever. Like, what's the one with plane words about planes? Hold on.
Aviation.
That is one of the
Flight.
words. Okay, so
Face
Face Off, he is insane in Face
Yeah.
Off. He's insane in Face Off. That's not one where he's.
I like him in Ghost Rider, but I don't like the second remake of Ghost Rider. I'm a purist for the original one.
Okay, well, Ghost Rider, the second one, was directed by Brian Taylor, who did Mom and Dad. No, let me go back a little bit here on his IMDb. Give me a second. It's crazy that this isn't one of his most popular films. I'm not talking about Drive Angry. I'm so sorry. Oh my God, remember The Knowing? Did you guys see The
No.
Knowing?
No.
Apocalypse movie with him. It's trash. Oh my God, he's in Ants. What
As
hasn't?
who?
What can he not do? He's done everything.
What
He's
is
in
he in
Valley
Ants?
Girl.
Oh my God,
I did watch that remake, by the way.
he's Zoc in Ants.
Which one was that?
I don't know. I haven't seen.
Nobody
I
knows-
haven't
nobody
seen
knows the
ants
Ants
in. I don't
characters.
remember the
Oh.
names of the ants and ants. You're expecting too much of me. Okay, I'm so sorry that this took so long.
Moonstruck.
I wish we had done Raising Your.
When are we doing Moonstruck?
Oh my God! You know which movie that everyone needs to see with
He
him?
did lose his hand
What?
in Moonstruck.
He loses his hand?
Yeah.
in Moonstruck? That's a spoiler.
Spoiler.
How dare you say that?
It's not a spoiler.
I
don't
didn't
know. I
know.
don't know enough to know.
Con Air.
Ah,
That does not have aviation in the title.
Okay, well, it's about a plane.
air is in the title, Chelsea.
I said
I
plane.
should have said air.
I said plane. You said aviation.
And then you went, that's one of the words.
Well, I meant mostly like that's one of
That's
the
a plane
words
word.
that could be about planes.
Just like something
And it
car,
was.
it works.
It is
okay?
about planes.
Okay, Con Air was 97, and he's like a badass motherfucker. Also has longer hair, and he's like, that's the one where there's all the convicts on the plane. Con
Oh,
Air.
Con Air.
Yeah.
Oh.
And he's a badass, and he's a hottie badass in it. Okay,
Is
and
he one
so
of the convicts?
I honestly haven't seen it in years.
Maybe we just like Nicolas Cage with long hair.
Well-
Should he play the dad from the apocalyptic Australian outback for your next sequel that we came up with?
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'm remembering what you're talking about now. Yes. Yes. Well, he's already playing an Australian dad or whatever in The Surfer,
Where
which
he also
just
has
came out.
blonde hair like
Yeah.
this movie.
I know. Okay, well, we like him blonde. I think that's part of it. I
That
think that we
tracks.
like him
Yeah.
blonde. I just think it's cool to see him play a badass character again, because like he can be authentically cool.
I love him being so silent, staring into the void all the time. He does that so
Then
often
you'd
in
love
this movie.
Willy's Wonderland.
No, she hated
I
it.
didn't like
I know.
Willy's Wonderland.
I know, but he does not speak the entire time.
So it wasn't good enough, I guess.
He does
It
not
wasn't
speak in that movie.
like this kind of masterpiece.
We
you know?
thought about doing that one, but when we said no, and we decided to bring you this shit instead.
Okay, can we talk about how they're at the bar when they're at the bowls by the balls?
It's the best part of the entire movie.
And they're like, oh, well, if you're going to drink, we need to see your ID. And Candy, their waitress, is like, this is old as dirt. It's expired. He's like, well, just give me coffee
This isn't
then.
just expired. It's ancient.
And
It's because he's been dead.
yeah, which I
For
still at this
16
point
years.
had not picked that up. I still haven't picked any of that up. I was like, is he dead? Monica's like, where have you been, girl? I was like, I don't know. But so he's fucking Candy, fully
Yeah.
clothed. She is making so much noise.
He doesn't disrobe before a gunfight.
He's
And
got
he's got a
his
cigar
sunglasses on.
in his mouth.
He's like holding a bottle of Jack.
He's
He
living
looks
the fucking
so
life.
cool.
He looks so cool. He's also not moving at all. She's like, you can move your dick. Quote. He doesn't move. He
She's
makes
doing
Candy
all the
work
Do you
for it,
think
but she
was
loves it.
saying, like a suggestion, like you could move your dick if you wanted to, or do you think it was an exclamation, like he was sitting there still, but his dick was like jumping around?
No, I
You
think
can
she
move
was.
your dick?
I think she
I
was
think
doing
she was
all the work.
Doing all the work. But
He was
she
preparing
was still
for a
having the time of
shootout.
her life. He knew what was coming.
Yeah,
He knew what was coming,
but
and
he
it was
like,
him.
I can get
Sorry.
one sneaky fucking before then.
He was
kinda-
literally
They were-
fucking her while he killed 6 men.
Yeah.
They
Inside of
were
her for a lot of it
having
still, yeah.
fornicating time. That's
That's
the best part of the
really-
movie. It's incredible.
is the
I
best part
could
of the
never
movie.
have written that myself. Wouldn't have
He-
come to my mind.
Yeah, when he gets tased and it like the electric current goes through his body into her body, and she's also like convulsing.
It's because
I-
his dick is in hers.
I
Yeah.
thought they were gonna do something like fun with that, where that was gonna be like her big orgasm or something. But
That
I don't.
would've
I
been
think she
fun.
didn't like it.
I think at that point she was like really
She's scared.
fucking
She was just
scared.
scared.
I really wanted her to like obviously come at some point and
Yeah.
be like best sex of my life, but then she was traumatized.
And she was
instead.
traumatized,
Like,
which
that
is
was
fair.
so scary, but
It
that
is
was such a
traumatizing.
great orgasm. What do I do?
Yeah, but she got off she got off better than what's Amber Heard's character's name?
Piper.
Yeah.
Piper. Then Piper's guy, because they both immediately
Piper,
picked somebody out to fuck.
no.
Mhm.
And she brought the guy back to her place, but I did like how they both had like their separate vibes. I do think that they were like meant to find each other.
Yeah.
Because they're
Platonic
they're
soulmates.
so compatible.
I love that. I
Um,
love that she's like his pseudo daughter.
Yeah.
In this. They have a very sweet dynamic, and I think they have really good chemistry too.
Yeah.
But he's like doing the crazy sex in his room, and then in her room, she's not doing the crazy sex yet. She's saying, "Paint my toenails, and then maybe we can do crazy sex."
Powerful.
Depending on how
foot
you
on his
paint the
chest.
nail, depends
Yeah.
on if I fuck you later.
And she's like, "You messed this one up. You got to redo it."
I loved her vibe.
She was great. I thought she was great.
She was great in this. She was.
When did Magic Mike 2 come out? Was that before or after this?
Is she in that?
Yes.
I want to say the first Magic Mike was after this.
Was it?
Really?
Yeah, the first Magic Mike. I don't think we were.
I haven't seen a
in-
single Magic Mike.
in
movie.
high school. I think it was later, wasn't it?
I don't know. I haven't seen them. Magic
I don't
Mike.
remember
2012.
much.
You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Was she in?
She was not in the first one. It was a
She's
different
in the
blonde
second
girl.
one. So that was the first time I think I'd ever like made conscious
I'm watching Amber Heard.
awareness of Amber Heard was Magic Mike 2 because I didn't see this one when it came out.
Yeah, I'm like, have I seen anything else with her in it? I'm not
Right?
sure.
So like
I just had awareness of her.
it was very interesting to see a pre-Amber Heard before my like direct point of conscious for her.
This
Mhm.
is one of the movies she's known for. On her IMDb.
on IMDb.
Yeah. I've not watched like anything with her probably ever because I have not seen Aquaman. I have not seen
It was
Justice
really bad,
League.
I will say.
Oh, what? Excuse me. She's in The Danish Girl, which I've always
Yeah, I
really,
noticed that
really
just now.
wanted to see.
She was in
Um,
Zombieland?
So I must have seen
Oh,
her
well,
in
I've
that.
seen Zombieland.
And I've seen Pineapple Express, although I don't think I don't like.
I don't remember her.
Have I seen The Ward? No, I've not seen The Ward. She's been in a fair few horror films.
Yeah, I feel like I've heard people talk about All the Boys Love Mandy Lane, but I'm not sure.
Oh, I honestly just saw a video about that. Oh, well, I've definitely seen her in this 2006 episode of Criminal Minds.
Oh, yeah, I
be
would
so
see
clear.
that.
But anyway, I just watched a video on Instagram Reels. Have you heard of Instagram Reels?
I've heard about them from you.
Yep.
Yeah.
All the Boys Love Mandy Lane. There's like a little ditty about that, and it looked really interesting. But I stopped watching like halfway through because I felt like it was going to be one of those ones where it tells me
Spoilers.
what happens in the entire movie.
Mm.
But yeah, I think it would be a fun one for us to watch. Maybe not for the pod, but
And she was in The Stepfather with Penn Badgley.
I don't know if I've seen that.
I haven't seen it, but I mean, interesting cast.
oh god, now I'm getting into the archive footage stuff, which is stuff from the trial.
Ugh, no, thank you.
No, thank you. I'm not getting into it. I will say she's gorgeous. So
She's incredibly beautiful.
she's
Yeah.
absolutely
and she's
stunning.
gay.
And
She's
like-
gay?
Yeah, she's bisexual.
Wow.
Yeah. I thought she did like
Sick.
a really good acting job in this. Like,
Yeah,
she was
she
able
played
to
it really
hold her
earnest.
own, like,
I kind of have like a little bit of beef with like the character archetype, I think, but I think that sort of woman exists, and I don't think that she like played it poorly. I just like
What do you mean?
like woman who punches first, asks questions later, and she's sexy, but oh no, now she's held hostage.
Yeah.
oh no.
What's that trope? No, it's not quite. What's the Mary Jane again?
Mary Sue.
Mary Sue, Mary Jane.
Mary
Those are shoes. Those are shoes.
Mary Sue's are like, they're good at everything and they can
That's
do
like-
Everybody
oh,
loves her.
everything,
Everybody has a
like,
crush on
yeah,
her.
everybody
She's so
wants
beautiful.
her.
Oh.
She's great at everything
Basically
she tries
us.
immediately.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
sounds
we're all
really relatable.
Marys. Got her.
That's so crazy. So it's us. We should change the podcast name.
Hi, what's your name? Hi, I'm Mary Sue. Oh my god, I'm Mary Sue.
No,
wait,
I'm
I'm
Mary Sue. Wasn't that the name in that prom queen movie?
Susie Q.
No. It was
The-
like the killing of Mary
Oh.
Sue or something like that.
There was some movie where this was relevant. We talked about it, but I don't recall which one.
So is she a Mary Sue? No.
No.
What's the one where there's a girl and she's like a badass, but like she's just like a boy, but she's a girl? It's like she does everything that like a man would do and doesn't have like feminine attributes at all or something.
I feel like I have a sense of what you're talking about, but I'm not.
It's like they
conjuring a
didn't
word.
actually like make a badass woman.
Oh, like
they
they wrote
made
a male
they wrote a
character
man and
and
turned
then-
it.
I think she was written as a woman.
Yeah. I don't think it's that
No,
situation.
no. I
either.
mean, like, I don't even get the vibes of like this could have been a man.
No. It had to have been a woman for a myriad of reasons because of the connection to the daughter. And they had to bring in all of those sexy 2011 fashion things that were happening. Oh my God.
Tea delivery.
In a Jonas Brothers cup.
Wow.
Now give everybody a kiss.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yay.
Aww.
Thank
Podcast
We're keeping
fiance.
it in.
Yay. Is this have Nick on it too? No, this is just a Joe Jonas mug, which is
Wow.
shocking that I own this.
Yeah,
I can't
strange
believe you own
archetype.
that.
Archetype is not what
I think
guess
this was
with
a
you
gift.
versus archetypes. Artifact. Similar word.
It was a gift.
Somebody
Either
got
way.
it close, but not quite right.
Mm.
I mean, it's hard because like this is a movie, like we were saying earlier, it's a grindhouse movie. It's a fucking schlocky sexploitation movie. So those are kind of like I don't know. I'm sure there's a way to like encapsulate that vibe,
Mm-hmm.
but make it more feminist. But like that's not what they were going for. It wasn't like terrible, but it's definitely still like women as objects in a lot of the way. They're naked. The only people who are naked really are women. Fucking what Stone Cold Steve Austin lookalike Frank,
Yeah.
the writer. He was pretty naked too, but like you don't see his dick or anything.
He had like the towel over his.
Yeah.
And maybe
he
that
saw
was like
ass,
personal
but like,
preference. Because that one girl at the party at the hanging tree.
Yeah.
She had her bush out, you know what I mean?
Thank
Yeah.
God.
She's like far away. She's not ever
There's
like
a
right
ton
up
of
front in
full,
the focus.
and she's like
but
shooting people fully naked. There's a
Yeah.
lot of full frontal nudity from
Candy's,
women,
like,
and there's
naked.
nothing like that equally with men. There's also, even with Nicolas Cage's characters, there's that woman in the beginning who we have yet to talk about, who we all love, the waitress.
Oh.
Yes.
Cutie cutie.
yes, what is her name? She's from American
Housewife, you said it was
Yes,
called.
American Housewife.
Katie Mixon Greer.
Yeah.
Katie Mixon Greer, sorry. She played Norma Jean.
I love her.
Norma Jean's character was fucking hilarious.
Like,
But like there's that moment with Nicolas Cage where he just like grabs her and like grabs her face to his face, and like they share a very
making out.
sexy, choky fucking makeout that rocks her fucking world. You know,
Hot.
so
I kind of wanted it to almost be like a little schlockier than it was. You know what I mean? Because like in
Yeah.
that scene, it's like he's holding her, he's kissing her, he like keeps her there, but he backs away to take a sip of coffee and wipes her mouth. I wanted him to go right back to kiss afterwards, and you know what I mean? But it's like he'd moved on.
He was like,
yeah,
I asked for sugar.
Yeah.
Actually,
give me
also
some
Nicolas
sugar.
Cage is staring at me on the wall.
I know. Yeah, I have a painting of Nicolas Cage on the wall. So
He's looking right at me.
Beautiful.
sorry, I burnt my throat with the tea, so it's actually done the opposite of what it was supposed to do.
Did not soothe.
Oh, also, let's chitty chat about how Amber Heard kills a bunch of cops because the accountant
Oh my god.
recruits him, and then they go
I like
from
his coin.
Colorado to Oklahoma, and the chief of police finds him, and the chief of police is the main guy from Halloween 3.
Tom
of the Witch.
Atkins.
Yeah.
His character's name is Cap, which I
Cap.
love, because he's the captain.
And we were like, who is this man? We know him.
That was like every man in this movie. We were
Oh
like,
no,
this is
seriously,
me.
Are you?
this is got a.
It's kind of stacked.
It's got like a horror stacked cast, so that's why it's a horror movie. But yeah, like Tom Atkins, we watched Halloween 3. We did it on the pod. We were like, why is this man supposed to be a lady killer? Like he's
I get
like,
it now.
supposed to be so sexy, so fine. I get it.
Get it?
I get
I
it.
get it now.
He's very hot in this. He's just funny, and he's wearing that weird shirt that had a Planet of the Apes
Oh
reference
yeah,
on
it had like all kind of pop culture references on it. Like you said, it had Darth Vader and it had Dumbledore and it had the Statue of Liberty and said it was Earth the whole time.
That's so funny. Yeah, so we keep having a Planet of the Apes
We're never getting
fucking
over Planet
reference
of the Apes.
in
We
every
live here
episode of Nick Mage so far.
forever. Yeah,
Actually,
I
show your
survived
sticker.
Planet of the Apes.
Show your sticker.
I've got a lot of stuff going on over
Here's
here.
my sticker.
Yeah.
Leave a 5-star review and you could have one on your water bottle too.
Here's my other main bitch sticker.
Oh, hold on. I have to die.
R.I.P.
Oh. Okay, so here's something else that we haven't really talked about a lot. It's the fact that Nicolas Cage can't die.
Oh no.
So it's time for our handy dandy pillow. So in the film, a lot of stuff happens, but one of the main things that happens is this. So if that helps for you,
Can you do
as a
some
visual
like
aid.
surrounding?
Yeah, it was a
and
big blow.
Well, it was, yeah. Then there's some like blood, cool like stripy blood that he had coming up and down from his eye. Does that look good? I can't tell what I'm doing. Oh my god,
beautiful.
yeah. So yeah, that's kind of what was happening to him. It was a lot of this. There you go. And now it's an arrow. Okay.
Ooh.
Well, we're gonna go with that. But yeah, I really liked what happened to his eye throughout the whole film. I love that he could like regenerate. And
Which is kind of weird, kind of cool.
doesn't necessarily make sense.
It
Go closer.
it makes sense in the vibes of like
Anything could happen.
anything can
If you
happen, but
believe.
also yes.
Yes.
As I was just about to say.
I know, I could tell. We finish each other's sentences.
Okay, like in the TV show Ghost, which I don't think either of you watch, but it's part of the Ghost lore is like, if this is like I died holding this Coca-Cola or whatever, you know what I mean? Then it's like I can put it down and walk away, but like eventually it like snaps back to me because it's like my constitution can only be messed with temporarily, essentially.
Okay.
So if he like maintains he can't like he can take extra damage, but not permanently because
it'll come back.
He's just one state of being.
Yeah. Can't die if you're already dead.
And also, one thing that I wasn't really thinking about much while we were watching the movie, but it was like they kept like chasing each other across all of these different states, and it's like, how does everybody know where everything is? Other than the new location, which was by the penitentiary with the hanging tree, who's still bright, I think. Still water. Other than that, it's like, how does he know where this church is? How does he know where these other things are? But he's been watching them through his hell vision this whole time. So he's familiar with the location. So that makes a lot of sense, actually, that he'd be able to ritualistically track them down.
Yeah, I loved the way that they did the like prosthetic makeup over his eye once it was fucked up and he had like the big blood puffy eye. I thought it looked really fucking cool. Yeah. I love that scene where he's like knocked down dead on the ground and then he just opens up his other beautiful eye and then just starts raising fucking hell in the church. I love that so much.
He rises again. Also, we get a Jesus was
Monica
a carpenter
kept
joke.
Trying to convince me that he was playing Jesus.
Well, I mean, I wasn't thinking about that at all, but then you were like, oh, who's the devil? Is Billy Burke Jesus or something? Someone was saying that, and I was like, no, Billy Burke's not fucking Jesus.
I think I was talking about
the accountant.
Maybe.
The accountant is not Jesus. Nicolas Cage is Jesus. He's literally dead. And then
somebody else said Jesus.
I don't know. I just know what I said. I'm so sorry. I wasn't.
You weren't cataloging.
I wasn't cataloging.
You weren't trying to finish all of my sentences.
No, I'd only do that now.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was like, no, Nicolas Cage is Jesus because he literally dies and then he is resurrected and then only for a brief period of time and then he has to go back up to heaven or whatever the fuck. I don't know. To hell. I mean, I was talking about Jesus in that moment, but yeah, he's like the devil's Jesus.
Ooh.
One interesting thing about his character that I said a smart thought while we were not while we were watching, and I will say it now while we are recording.
Tell him.
His name is John Milton, which is the same as the author of Paradise Lost, which is a novella about like the fall of the devil from heaven and to hell.
Like Lucifer's fall.
Yeah.
Oh,
I want to read that
at some point.
I was just there. That was referenced in one of my episodes of Supernatural that I watched today.
It gets referenced a lot in like demon stuff.
Yeah,
predictably.
Ooh.
Yeah, an epic about Satan's expulsion from heaven and the creation of hell, which was written by John Milton.
That's cool. I love a little Easter egg.
That's probably why they did like kind of like a slow roll reveal of his name. Like they just called him Milton at first and we were all like, Milton? That's not a very good character name for this guy. And then at some point it was like John Milton and we were like, oh, well, that makes more sense.
I mean, it's pretty impressive that he can still be hot and his name is Milton. So it's impressive.
He's like a little bit less hot though when I thought his first name was
I
Milton.
think that he's more hot because he overcame the name. You know what I mean? Like he made the name Milton hot to me.
All right.
Not me.
I'm sorry. You didn't speak for we're all allowed to speak for ourselves. I was like, wow, that's great. And you said that you should call him Millie, not hot.
Millie, that is way hotter than Milton.
No. Not for me. Not for me.
Wow.
I'm sorry. Okay, another person who's in this movie that is exciting is Webster, the friend of Milton. And that man is played by David Morse. And we were like, oh my God, who the fuck is David Morse? Why do we recognize him so much?
I didn't recognize him at all until I pulled up his IMDb, and then I saw his face, and I went, oh, he's been a bad guy in something that we've watched.
Well, his IMDb picture, he looks exactly like the bad guy from Disturbia, which is who he is. He looks, it's like that must have been from the premiere for Disturbia.
Yeah, I was like, he's played an abusive husband in something I've seen, which was close to the vibes from that movie.
But he's been in a bunch of other stuff too, including True Detective.
Oh.
And, oh my God, he's been in something called The Boy, but it's not The Boy.
I know, I saw
Not
that.
The Boy?
I got so excited. Oh, he was in Horns. Did you guys ever see
I've
Horns?
seen that.
I
Yeah.
haven't.
Is that a horror movie?
Yes, I'd say.
That's with Daniel Radcliffe?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And I think Juno Temple, maybe?
I want
And
to watch
Max
Tusk.
Minghella?
I don't know who that is.
Don't watch Tusk. I don't like that one.
I want to watch Tusk
No, I
so
don't
bad.
Like that. You can watch that with Danny. He loves to make someone watch that.
I would
movie.
love to watch it. I've never seen it.
I
Danny, show us.
He's probably going to listen to this episode.
Okay.
I really want. My cat is trying to get into the room. Hold on. I'm going to let her in.
Hi, Jeff. Yeah.
Did you guys hear her little meow?
It was very cute. Trey
Hey,
chic.
Daphne, if you fuck around with the cords, you're about to find out. Okay? So don't do it.
Uh-oh.
Go find a place to sit and chill out. Okay, great. Oh my God, David Morse is 6'4".
Ooh. Oh, he was in what movie? Disturbia.
Yeah. I said that 5
Yeah, we
minutes
talked
ago.
about that. Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah, we talked about that. That was the first thing I said. But it's
Gotta
true.
do it to her.
It's true. It's true though.
You're
It
right.
is
He
true.
was in that.
He was
Thank
in
you
that
for
movie.
mentioning that, Sydney.
And
I
he
was
was
really
also
worried
in
that
a
somebody
movie
was gonna have
called
missed that.
Crazy in Alabama.
Hell yeah.
I saw that one as well.
Oh, you did?
No, I saw it on IMDb that he was in that movie. Sorry.
Oh.
I've never heard of
Sorry
that
for the
movie a day
confusion.
in my life.
I've never heard of it in my life either.
I lived that
Biography.
movie.
Yeah.
I lived that movie.
You don't need to see it. It's about you.
Yeah.
Another thing that I loved was how bad the CGI was for the truck filled with like gas or
propane
whatever. The
explosion. Oh,
propane hydrogen van or whatever semi. That looked so fake. It looked so shitty.
But I
loved
love
it.
how the accountant just like stepped out and then stood on another hood of another car and just like watched the chaos unfold.
And then he was like, actually, I'm an FBI agent.
His special coin.
I
His
loved
special
his coin.
Is
His
that
coin-
symbolic?
The coin the accountant uses throughout the movie is an obolos from ancient Greece. In those days, obolos were placed in a dead man's hand or two over his mouth, so the first time he opens his mouth, the payment falls out into Charon's hand. Don't know.
Karen is the
Farrier.
boat farrier from over the river Styx.
Oh, yeah, by mourners as payment to Karen the ferryman. Oh, I guess I should have kept writing. Who was in charge of crossing
it's okay. It
souls
made us
over
look
river
cool
Styx.
for knowing.
Yeah, you guys
No
look so
thanks.
knowledgeable. Into Hades, the Greek version of hell. This would support the accountant's role as a retriever of lost souls, which makes sense with his name. I mean, a coin for the accountant, makes sense.
His
He's-
checks and balances.
But also accounting for everybody who's supposed to
For the
be
souls.
in hell. Somebody leaves. Oh no! Now we've
You can't just break
we're
out
in
of
the
hell.
red.
Yeah, I love that whole part too when the accountant was basically like, "Oh yeah, well Satan." All these people are like, "Oh, I'm a Satanist. I worship Satan." Blah blah blah. He's like, he's literally just a warden of a prison.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's a
he's a
prison.
very chill guy, and he's actually like incredibly well read.
He's actually not going to be really chill with you
He
sacrificing
actually,
a baby.
it's one of his pet peeves.
He really hates that.
Doesn't like when people
I know,
sacrifice
it's so
babies in
funny.
his name.
It's just so that this movie is so not serious.
No.
Well,
And that's why I love it so much.
The vibes of the accountant and Nick Cage's character are so fun in the sense that it's like he's just doing his job. You escaped, and also you took the God Killer with you, so I have to come after you.
That's a
I am a
no-no.
little impressed that you got the God Killer out of hell, but it's like I'm just chasing you down, and then at some point I'm like, why are you so determined? Like, you are a man on a mission. What is your mission? And so, like, when he
gets
questions
curious.
them, yeah, he's like, actually, you know what? I really respect what you're doing, and I'm going to let you do it, and I'm going to give you the little help that you need, but I am going to make sure you come back with me afterwards. But other than that, like, we're chill. We're cool.
He gets his man in the end.
He's like, I get what you're trying to do, and I'm not against it.
And I supported you.
God damn, I support it.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I think if they had more of, like, a...
Buddy cop.
I would watch that movie.
If they had more of, like, a rapport before the movie started, you know what I mean? Maybe he would have been able to trust from the beginning that John Milton would have returned once his mission was completed. But it was like, there's so many people down there. You know what I mean? Like, there can only be so many one-on-one relationships with the accountant. It was like, this relationship was built over the course of the movie.
Mm.
And he was like, I get that you seem so single-minded and so focused on this that I do believe that, like, this is your purpose. And then when you're done, we'll go.
Yeah. No, I loved when he started helping.
They wanted to kiss.
No,
Their
there
sexual
were vibes.
Palpable.
There were big vibes between Milton and the accountant. And it's because they're like, real recognizes real. Like, they're like, look.
They're like, what if we kiss?
We're both baddies. We're both bad bitches. We're both either in hell or working there. And I respect your game.
Yeah. I'm wondering if I should save some of my thoughts for our segments later.
I feel like we're close to that point. So.
Yeah, we're so close.
Okay.
We're getting close.
Okay.
What do you guys want to talk about? We want to talk about the end?
Yeah, the big bangs.
I loved the end because, well, okay, actually I have a question before the end. I even though I've said that I thought that Milton was hot and cool and awesome like 40 times in this episode, I would never ever follow some random man on his journey, no matter how righteous, because it was a righteous mission.
Yeah.
She did kill 2 cops for him not asking any questions.
That cop probably would have shot her.
I mean, yeah, probably.
Yeah,
but
I kind of feel like if I found myself in a position where I had killed 2 cops for this stranger who had saved my life, sort of maybe, I don't know that I would stick with him after that. I think maybe I would be like, okay, it's time to go our separate ways because I certainly did not intend to put myself in such a position.
I've
I'm
got
not
to
gonna stick around.
Yeah, I mean, things got... I mean, he did save her life.
Yeah.
Like, probably a couple times.
But not in the by the balls scene. She was the one that came in with the hoe and saved him.
Yeah.
I bet
think
he
they
did
just
beat
felt
up
like
Frank
this.
in the beginning.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I think that they just felt like a connection to each other.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't know.
Even though she was like, you're lying. You haven't told me one thing that's true.
That's true. I
yeah,
don't know.
but like
But their souls were in communication.
they were picking up what each other was putting down.
Yeah.
Daphne's on the pod.
There she is.
Maybe she will stay. Sorry, I kicked your mic.
It's okay. I can edit it out in post.
Yeah, I mean, that was my other thing about her character is, like, it's not that I didn't like her, but it just did feel very, like, a man's idea of a female character. And that,
Totally.
like, we see her in the beginning, and she's sweet to a family who's in need, but then she's tough when she's with her fiance who's cheating on her.
Yeah.
And she can kick a girl's ass. And she can sort of kick a boy's ass, but then that boy is very big, so he kicks her ass. But then guess what? She's out on the road, and she can handle herself. But then, in the end, she's a mother.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, fair.
Like,
In the end, she's left with a child.
Yeah, as soon as I realized
What am I
that she
supposed to
was
do
going to
with
be the
this?
one caring for the baby, I was like, ugh. But also, like,
Okay.
I
Maybe
kind
she
of
had daddy
am-
issues and they were healed by Milton.
Yeah, I'm kind of for it in the sense that they built this very meaningful connection, and she didn't really seem to have anyone or anything else in her life tying her to things. And she said, like, I've always been waiting for something, and it is again very male to be like, what she's been waiting for is to have a baby.
Oh, no, it's
Her
a
life
baby.
has been meaningless until she found this other person's baby
Motherhood.
to raise. But it works in the sense of the father-daughter surrogate relationship. and she's gonna live with Webster forever because she did kill those two police officers. So can she go back to normal life? I don't know.
Probably not.
How are they gonna know it was her? Come on, the accountant.
She's crossed state lines.
Yeah.
The accountant like killed everybody else. I thought.
Was it on the news?
Yeah, I mean, it is 2011, so it's not like they don't have security
CCTV.
footage, I'm sure, of some things at least. But it's one of those things where it's like, okay, within the confines of this movie, all right.
Sure, it's Grindhouse.
Yeah.
It's Grindhouse.
It's like I didn't expect anything better, which is so sad to be like, oh, I wasn't expecting it to be nice towards women.
No, it's
but
like, girls can enjoy it, but I don't think they were the target audience of the film.
no. But
but it's
I,
for us.
better than no man, had a wonderful time. I loved it. I really liked it again this time.
She's
around.
very hot. They're putting her in short shorts and showing us her legs 1 bazillion times.
She's
and
in
I'm
cowboy
looking.
boots. Everybody loves cowboy boots.
She's got great cowboy
She's
boots.
flipping her hair, and I'm like, okay, flip it again.
Yeah.
I love a good hairography.
Mm-hmm.
That was exactly when I wanted flippy hair like that, and then I got it.
She does get to shoot the God Killer, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit was sick.
Like, she got held hostage by the accountant, but then she turns the tables on him, so it's like, she's capable.
She's still a badass.
She's
Don't worry.
still a bad bitch.
That's Mother.
That's Mother.
Stop.
That's
Oh
what the
my
director
God.
said when he looked at that character
Again,
on the
we
page.
could
He
have
said,
done this
and now,
movie for
and
Mother's
now,
Day
actually
also.
now, that's Mother. Earlier, no, but now, that's Mother.
Again, another Mother's Day issue.
There we
Fucking
go.
ridiculous. But I did find the end to be very cathartic, just because he got to angrily drive into the cult members and run them over, so that felt really good. Also, by this point, his eye has metamorphosized, but I just want to briefly bring up a couple other things. There was a period of time where he had a eye patch bandana
Yes,
thing
so
that was
sick.
like
It
this.
was very good.
It looked really hot, but then it came back and it all went away, and he had an eye again, except I can't show this to you on the diagram. It was
like white.
a lighter blue, and it was spooky
Yeah.
It
It
was
was
a
like
little
cloudy.
A little weird.
because that eye's seen things.
It knows things.
It's been exploded by a bullet.
I have to assume, given our conversation, that it'll regulate over time, but it's
It'll go back.
gonna take a while for the color to come back in.
Exactly. Or maybe there will still be a mark left from what has occurred,
He's
and
been
he'll always
touched
have
by this experience.
Wow. By his new daughter Amber Heard.
I will say,
Changed for the better. No one's gonna jump in.
You know what? I shouldn't be singing right now. I already sang Rockstar earlier, so that was my one song. You can keep going if
But
you want.
I have changed for good.
That was really nice. That was really beautiful.
I love when they like do something early in the movie and then it like comes full circle because
Yes.
he's like, I'm gonna drink. What's the point of a beer unless I'm drinking it out of my enemy's skull? And then he gets to do that exact same thing at the very end. It's very poetic.
I love that so
Jonah
much.
King.
And I love when Jonah King gets shot by the God Killer bullet and like he flies up into the sky and it zooms in on his face and, it like
creates a portal.
like weird like electric skeleton comes through.
We laughed out loud.
And then like his
We
face
screamed.
explodes into like 15 3D pieces and his jaw flies towards you. That's what I'm looking for in a movie.
It was sick.
That's what I want, and I got what I wanted. It was so funny. It's so funny.
I think this movie delivered everything that people were asking of it.
Exactly. Like, it's a stupid movie. Like, the concept is ridiculous
But you're
and
gonna have a
dumb.
great time.
Exactly, but it's just like fun at the movie theater
Mhm.
and in 3D, which is what I'm looking for a lot of the time. So I feel like that is also like the modus operandi of a fucking grindhouse movie. It's like, this is the goal. The goal is to get your ass in the seat and have you go, woo, yippee.
Okay,
Mhm.
I'm just saying.
Wow.
2031, I want a
2031.
20th anniversary
Oh my
re-release
God.
of this 3D in theaters.
4DX.
A demand.
4DX.
Demand.
4DX. This would go crazy. Oh my God. Okay, well, with that, I feel like it's time for our...
Segamuntos?
What if I had gotten her? What if I had blocked her?
I'll
She would have
lick
bit
you.
She would have bit you. It's time for us
I
to
bet.
ask the age-old question. How could this movie be gayer?
That's
Yes.
where my thought comes.
Okay, go,
Chelsea has
go.
thoughts.
When Webster is talking to Piper about John Milton's backstory, he says, like, oh, he was a really good father, but he wasn't a good husband. And given
Why do you think
all
that
of
is?
his homoerotic relationships with Webster, with the accountant, I wonder if he just was stepping out with some of his acquaintances at the time who
He was
were
repressed.
men.
Give us gay Nicolas Cage.
Give the people
Cowards.
us what we want.
Bisexual Nicolas Cage. He's here fucking Candy because I love
It's
that
true.
scene. Don't want to lose
I
it.
don't want to lose that. Candy was incredible.
But also, he was a bad husband canonically, and I have to assume it's because he wasn't there for his wife in the way that she needed, because he was like, I need to go hang out with my buddies.
Okay, but
Be with
also
my
he wasn't
boys.
moving that much with Candy, so like it would be fine.
Yeah, he's like, I'm closing my eyes and I'm thinking of Webster.
Exactly. The accountant,
Or
the accountant too.
That scans. No, I really support that. Wait, here.
Also, Piper is, I guess, bisexual because she was gonna actually, she was kind of just doing a power play with that man, so we don't really know. But she did have a male fiance who she seemed
True.
to like before she beat him and his other girlfriend up.
I like to think that she ends up in Florida. She ends up in Florida with her baby and finds a nice lesbian, and
Yeah.
they raise it together in Florida.
Yeah, well,
In
maybe the
Florida.
lesbians could go somewhere.
No, they're in Florida.
They're
the-
proudly standing up to the.
They're standing their ground.
yeah.
Okay.
They're the type. She's the type of bitch that would go to Florida.
Yeah.
She's
yeah.
in Tampa somewhere.
Well,
Very progressive.
on the back of her Drive Angry car, there is that bumper sticker that says, I break for pussy, and IMDb trivia would lead you to believe that it belonged to Frank, her lousy ex-fiance. Somebody wrote ex-husband on there because they weren't paying attention.
Wow.
But
not
I
me.
choose to believe it is her bumper sticker.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
That's hers.
And I think she and Norma Jean had a flirtatious relationship.
Oh yeah.
I agree. There was vibes for sure. Everybody's gay in this movie. It's pretty
And
cool.
I think that one woman who was taking care of the baby in the cult, I think she's also gay.
Yeah.
But that's not really coming from anything. I just decided.
Okay.
I just like her like that.
I agree.
She had some hesitation. She is going to hell because she was going to let Jonah King kill the baby. But I think that is not out of sexual attraction to Jonah King. I think that is just out of
Fear.
cult
Yeah.
followerism.
Yeah.
I'm so scared that Daphne's near right
Daphne is not going to attack you, probably.
here. Probably.
Daphne had crazy glowy eyeballs. Our little demon.
Go back in the camera. Okay. Any other gay thoughts?
So many more gay thoughts.
But they're secret.
We got her to do an ad lib.
She'll
Big.
only do it for
That's
in
big.
person.
That's big. It's big. Okay, the next question is, what is it? Oh, where would Nicolas Cage go in this movie? Is what I almost said.
Nicolas Cage to play John Milton.
No,
do you
what? That's a
think?
radical idea. Shut the fuck up. That's too crazy.
Sorry.
Okay, I'm sorry. King Matthew Lillard. Where would he fit into this film? Where would we cast him?
I mean, Webster is kind of a small role for him, but he could be Webster.
But it's a
I-
powerful role.
yeah,
I
I
would
s-
really see him there.
Yeah.
I so love the guy who's playing the accountant, so I
No,
don't
he has
think
to
I
stay
want
the
so
same.
him.
And we
good.
can't get rid of Billy Burke.
He can be the guy that's
No,
painting
he
Amber Heard's
would
toenails.
be a good cult leader, though.
True.
He would. But I also like the idea of him painting Amber Heard's toenails.
Yes. He could also be one of the guys in the beginning that maybe like gets his leg shot off or like his hand shot off.
We could give him like a really gratuitous gore scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of spurting. He's Tom Atkins.
He gets to have his Drew Barrymore moment where you see him and you're like, oh, maybe he's going to be in the movie more. And then he gets shot by Nicolas Cage.
Like if we do the opener a little bit differently, where we're really following their car at first, and we think like maybe these are going to be the protagonists of the film. And then it's like, as they're getting attacked, then it like zooms out and we're with Nick Cage.
I feel like Matthew Lillard was actually in the movie, but his scene was cut. And he is the well-read Satan that is in reference.
Yes,
yeah.
I think that's true and
I
real
think
and
it's
right.
true. I think that
And
he
I
would
think
be
that
perfect.
was also in a post-credit scene.
Yeah, we really should have watched through the
That's-
credits.
oh,
yeah.
what were we
thinking? We should
thinking?
have learned from Sinners.
Although the credits were great. I mean, the credits
we
are
did
really
watch a lot.
fun.
And there was that song. We didn't talk about that song.
I
Did
tried
you
to
figure out?
Shazam it. Also, the cat keeps sniffing me.
She probably can smell babka.
True.
Nicolas Cage's eldest son, Weston, who has been in at least 2 black metal bands, contributed the song Drive Angry to the movie.
I knew it was an original song. It was too perfect to not be an original song for the film. That is so good. I love that. I was wondering if he was a father. I couldn't remember.
I was a little surprised to see it, but I guess I'm not terribly surprised to see it.
He's been loved before, and he'll love again.
That's so true.
So true, bestie.
That's beautiful.
Anyway. Okay, I feel like that's good for Matthew Lillard. That brings us to the dumb bitch, which is hard for this one.
Well, Billy Burke, dumb bitch.
He wants
because,
to kill baby.
Yeah, and it's like I'm not just a Satanist, I'm the head Satanist on earth, except he doesn't even really know what Satan's vibe is.
No, he doesn't even know. He's not nearly as well read as Satan as Matthew
Exactly.
Lillard playing Satan.
Then again, hard to say he's the dumb bitch of the movie when it's way more dumb bitch to be a cult follower than the cult leader. You know what I mean? Because it's like, now you don't even have any power. You're not even like making any
You're a
purposeful
follower,
decisions.
not
I
a
know,
leader.
You're
but
being
that makes me
actively fooled.
But they're being coerced,
Yeah, that's true.
you know. And they're probably in a vulnerable spot, and that is why it's so easy for them to be coerced.
Which is what we see with Nicolas Cage's daughter, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. That's
It
how
could
people
be-
get in MLMs.
The 2 cops that Amber Heard killed because they just like followed the account.
They're ambitious.
blindly.
I love when he flips his coin and it becomes FBI badge.
Yeah.
I wish we had seen it do any other tricks. You know what I mean?
She's attacking me.
We're having a good
I
time.
told you, scares me. If we had seen it do other tricks, that would have been sick. But even if this is the only trick it does, we did see it kill people. He like boomeranged
yeah.
it at
Yeah,
one
it
point
went
and it
through
killed
that
people. That was
guy's
cool.
chest and then into the other guy's
And then
head.
ricocheted off.
But he only like flipped it and caught it as FBI badge, which is sick. But
I love when he will just like tell somebody when they're gonna die. It's like,
Right.
oh, I won't see you till you're
Oh, like,
73.
yeah, I
I'll
like
see you in
that.
3
You, I'll
months.
see you in 3 months. And then he says, I'll see you soon to the lady who was going to kill the baby.
Uh-huh.
Or let-
Weren't there 2 guys smoking crack? They could
Those-
be the dumb
Oh
bitches.
yeah, well,
Well, I think
we
it's
don't know
still
what they were
Billy
doing
Burke,
down there,
but I think they were
well,
smoking
vibes
crack.
are.
If they're
Yeah.
smoking crack.
one of them is gonna die in 3 months.
Yeah.
He said. Accountant said.
I think it's still got to be Billy, but honorable mention because
Sure.
don't do
That's a
crack.
bad one.
Crack
That's
kills,
there are a lot of
Don't
other
do
drugs
crack.
you could do that. I would argue. Well, I've never done crack, so I guess I can't say what's more fun than the other. But from what I've heard,
Crack
There's
is one of
ones
those
that
drugs
are-
that I refuse to do because I think I would like it too much.
scaly.
So, don't do crack.
Don't do it.
crack, not even once.
Not even once.
This is how you remind me. Is this giving you the vibe of the anti-drunk video? Down to the bottom of every bottle. These 5 words in my head. Scream, are we having fun yet?
Yeah.
You won't be on crack. Anyway,
crack.
I think that we
Yeah.
did something good
Oh,
today
no.
by bringing that up.
Yes,
Anyway, what's the one after that? We did Dumb Bitch. Oh my God, it's 9 out of 5.
9 out of 5s. Wow.
Guess
Awards.
what?
Awards. Plentiful awards.
Plentiful awards. This movie on IMDb has a 5.4 out of 10.
Oh my God.
And then on Rotten Tomatoes, it has 47% rotten from critics and
Gummies.
37% rotten from audiences.
Really? I thought it
They
was
They don't
better.
see the vision.
But at the 2012 Razzie Awards, Nick Cage was nominated for Worst Actor, and Nick Cage and anyone who was on screen with him was nominated for Worst Screen Couple.
That's so funny. That's literally hilarious. I will give them that.
It was nominated for some other like legit awards. Like it was at the Palm Springs International Film Festival where Patrick Lussier won Director to Watch. And at the Taurus World Stunt Awards, it was nominated for some stunt stuff. Best Overall Stunt by a Stunt Woman and Best Specialty Stunt. And at the Fangoria Chainsaw Awards, it won Best Wide Release Film. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Best Supporting Actor for The Accountant, or nominated. It was nominated for both of those.
As he should be.
For William Fichtner, or yeah, we've decided that's how his name is pronounced. So it got some recognition, but I think mostly it was remembered as not at the Stinkers Bad Movie Awards, though, where it didn't seem to make an appearance.
I think it's shocking that he got for Razzie for worst performance, because I thought he was good in this. I honestly did. I thought he met the moment.
I think he met the moment, but I don't know that the moment met the movie. You know what I mean?
No.
I think much like Nickelback, this was probably an era where Nick Cage was sort of a punchline, even though he's a star.
Yeah.
And so I think he's
cranking him out at
his
this time.
thing, and I think the movie is doing its thing. I can see people being like, "What is this? It didn't even have any plot. They just do people are sometimes not
did have plot
knowing."
People don't see the vision.
Yeah, sometimes people don't see the vision. Sometimes people are going in expecting something other than the movie that they're getting.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how this movie was marketed, but I could see this just like people not being ready for what this movie is when they're going to the theater.
Well, it's the same thing as the Grindhouse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't think that like the
mainstream audience,
it's not like. It's just schlocky fun at the movies, you know what I mean? And it's stupid.
Yeah, like, here's the thing. You have to know you're going in for a bad time.
Like, it's
a fun time.
It's a fun time. It's not bad time. Well, okay, you can speak for yourself. I don't think it's a bad time. I just think it's just, like, it's not serious. Mm-hmm. And, like, a lot of times people want... Oh, I don't know. I was talking to my friend, Destiny. Shout out, Destiny. I don't think you listened to the podcast. But, like, I was talking about the monkey, and I was like, the monkey is just, like, fun time, silly time at the theater.
And I was so relieved that it was just fun times at the theater and not, like, a serious thinky.
Exactly, yeah. Like, and so I think that's great. Like, Hard Eyes also, totally just fun time at the theater. Also, medium compelling rom-com. So, it's on Netflix right now, by the way. You should watch it. Yeah. Yeah, it's cute. It's cute. I really liked it. I saw it in the theaters. But anyway, like, I think it's fine to just, like, have a dumb fucking time. Mm-hmm. And I love these types of movies.
Well, what's your knives out of 5s?
What did I give Mom and Dad?
You gave Mom and Dad a 3.8, but I have this heart emoji by it.
Oh, yeah. I like this better than Mom and Dad.
Yeah, what did I give Mom and Dad?
You gave it a 3.
Okay, that tracks.
I feel like I like this one better, even though Mom and Dad, I guess, had more to say, but I feel like this had, like, a cohesive vision more to it. That's so silly for this, but I really like it. I think it's really funny. I like the sex fucking thing with the killing people with fucking
with
candy. That's the craziest thing I've ever seen. That was the craziest thing I had ever seen at the time. Oh, by the way, jury's back. This is not the craziest thing I've ever seen anymore. This was the craziest thing I had seen in 2011. That's what I had said last episode. It is certainly not the craziest thing I have seen in the year of our Lord 2025. Not even close. But that said, if I had seen it in 3D, maybe that'd be different.
Imagine if she, like, swung out towards the audience as he's, like, spinning her around.
He's going all over the place. Wow. I'm better than no man. I don't know. I love this movie. It's dumb. It's stupid. It's fun. I guess I'll give it a 3.7 because I guess Mom was saying something. Mom and Dad was saying something, and this was like saying boobs. But sometimes you just say boobs, and that's fine.
Okay, so 0.1 lower than Mom and Dad.
Yeah, or I'm gonna give it a 3.8. It's the same as Mom and Dad.
Okay.
I love trash.
Okay,
I'm Monica and I love trash.
I'm Sydney and I love trash. I'm giving this a 4 out of 5.
Oh my God. While I was out here perseverating about giving it a 4, I wanted to give it a fucking 4. That's why I don't go first.
It really is so hard. Last time I was like 4.12, and you guys were like 3.
But here's the thing. I don't know why. I just like spiritually feel it, a 4 in my bones.
Yeah, I agree.
This movie is very fun. It's very dumb in the best way. Like, it's bad good.
Yeah.
I am upset. I did not see this in theaters. I would have had the time of my life.
It like knows what it's doing.
Yeah.
Like it knows what it is.
It's not trying to be
It knows what
else.
it is. I love a movie that is stupid and it knows it and it's like on purpose and
it has like some intellectual references without
Yeah.
needing to be like
it referenced Paradise Lost.
Yeah. And Anubis.
And your ferryman guy.
And it said Loki.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
That was
they're
before
name
Marvel.
dropping all these gods.
Yeah.
I want a sequel.
They set it
with
up for a
the
sequel.
accountant.
They set it up for a sequel. They did.
Like,
He's like, I'm going to get out of hell again, just by the way.
Just stay away.
Just let
And they were
love have
flirting at the end.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I want a
Come and get
sequel with Nicolas Cage and the accountant and their buddy cops and they're like dragging people that deserve it to hell.
I want a sequel where the baby has a fever and he's so concerned that he breaks out of hell to go just check on them and see how they're
What's
doing.
wrong?
So
And then
funny.
it's like 3 men and a baby where it's like him and the accountant are like
Trying to raise a
scheming in the
baby.
bathroom being like, well, what do you do for baby?
I'm interested in that. I'm
And there's
interested.
a lot of violence and guns.
Amber Heard is still there being mommy, but it's like she needs a break.
Yeah.
They're letting
She's
her
on
take a nap
vacation.
in the other room.
She's gone down to Florida, down to Tampa to be in Magic Mike XL.
Okay, sure.
Okay, perfect. That sounds great.
Okay, well, I did like this movie, but I'm gonna give it a 3.7, which is less than Mom and Dad, but similar range for you guys with Drive Angry. Because I thought it was fun. I thought it was fun to watch with friends. Again, it's exactly what it wants to be, and I think it did a good job at being that. I'm not asking it to be anything else. There's a lot of elements about it that I respected, but it's just like not super my kind of movie necessarily.
Fair. That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that is the 3rd installment of NIC MAY-GE for you with Drive Angry. But
Something Cars.
Something Cars.
Something
you
Cars.
know that film that we
as
love,
we've been
Something
calling
Cars.
it, and as we all know it to be.
Exactly.
But next week is the literal entire reason why I made us do this. Why I made us do... Hold on, let me bring this back. Does it still say bye? Good. The reason that I made us do NIC MAY-GE is because I wanted to do Mandy on this podcast, and I'm pretty sure I had every right to have this on the schedule and not make it a whole theme month about it. I feel like that could have been done, but for some reason it felt right, and then Chelsea came up with the really good name. And then the rest is history.
Names are so important, actually.
It's so important to have a dumb time a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And like I'm sure that it's not like Mandy is the most intellectual movie in the entire world, but I think it is an authentically great horror movie. And it was like a breath of fresh air when I saw it, like to see some Nick Cage in something like I thought was really good. And he's still cagey, don't worry.
Okay. 'Cause I haven't seen it.
Yeah, and it's not Yorgos. Who is it? Oh, I can't remember the name of the director right now. I put my iPad away, and so I'm so sorry. Palos something. I'm holding the pillow. There's a bunch of... It's like all the way over there. I'm sorry.
Panos Cosmatos.
Panos. I was so close. Panos. Here, like, let me read
there
it.
you go.
Never heard of him.
Cosmatos. Yeah, he's a really cool director. This is such a cool movie. I actually got to go to the premiere of it when it came out with my friend Hawk, and I was 3 rows away from Nicolas Cage, like watching this movie, which was literally like a life-changing experience. But it's really cool. It has really, really interesting score to it as well. It's a psychedelic trip.
Elijah Wood is one of the producers.
Oh my God, I love that. He totally would. Yeah, it's I don't know. I think it's really good, but like maybe I should de-hype it. It actually sucks. It's not good at all. It's not like the best movie. It's not like it's like a life-changing whatever, but I really, really enjoyed it, and I think it's a cool horror movie. So I think we'll have a fun time covering it next week for the finale of NIC MAY-GE, or Nicolas Cage again, if you would like to be fancy about it.
His government name.
Mm-hmm. No H. Anyway, but you know.
Not his government. Well, I guess.
His government, I guess it is now. I don't know.
I don't know.
His real name is Nicky Coppola.
Yeah.
Nicholas Coppola.
I don't know his legal name necessarily.
His
I don't have his
name
birth
name?
certificate.
And I know his stage name. And
Legal
anything beyond
government
that
name
not
is
my
Nicolas
beeswax.
Mage.
Actually, I have heard that.
That's
I
true.
heard he changed it when he heard we were doing this.
He did.
He did.
So it's his legal government name. You're welcome.
Well, here's the thing. As a
The passport
reminder,
office giving him a little trouble.
if you write a 5-star
real
review for us right now, and then you message us and you say, I watched all of Planet of the Apes, and you give us your address. So you have to, you have
Tell
to
us
trust us.
where
And
you live.
You have to tell us where you live.
Where you
I'm not
live.
going to go to your house, okay?
I won't
I'm-
come personally deliver the sticker.
No, no.
But
She's going to mail it to you. But you could get a sticker, but you have to write a 5-star review. Proof of 5-star review.
yeah,
written.
no, I'm asking.
Yeah.
Proof.
We've got to see it.
I'm
A
checking.
message us on Instagram. Is that the best place?
You can message us on Instagram. You can message us on Tumblr. You
Yeah.
can message us on Twitter.
We got email.
Yeah.
We got all the things.
Check us out. Check us out. You can find all of those things actually on our website, www.spookytuesdaypod.com. So check that out. Also, we are also on social media at spooky_Tuesday. The little accent work there. But on Tumblr and Facebook, we're at Spooky Tuesday Pod.
Ooh.
Uh-huh. And also, this is an in-person episode. And
It's
so
insane.
we're all together. I didn't honk them. Well, you wouldn't know. They don't know what that means. I'm going to keep going. We'll wait till the next thing. Chelsea
It's
knows
not
what I'm
too
talking about.
late.
I'm not. That's only for patrons. Anyway, we have a Patreon also, and you should join. You should
Join us.
join. Remember earlier when Sydney said the weird sex party with the guns was what our Patreon is like?
It's exactly like that. I
That
don't
is
know
what
why
Sydney
you were
said.
pretending
You
like
heard
it's
that?
not.
You heard that from Sydney. Oh my God, Daphne's like
Climbing
possessed
the
behind
wall.
you. So please check out our Patreon. We have a really good time over there. And also YouTube. I'm hoping by the time this comes out, we already have 500 subscribers because we're literally 3 away. So fingers crossed. But if not, fuck, don't embarrass me. Get in there and save
If
the
not,
day.
it could be you.
It could be you.
It could be you.
Yeah, so it's an in-person episode. It's very funny. We have incredible in-person chemistry, and you need to see that on film. So check it out. Ooh. But anyway, thank you so much for listening, and we will see you next Tuesday.
Bye, Spookies.
Spooky Tuesday was created by Monica Height, Sydney Thompson, and Chelsea Duff, and edited by Sydney Thompson. Our gorgeously spooky tunes are all thanks to Tamara Simons, who you can follow on Instagram at Great18. That's GR818_. And our podcast art is by Ryan Brom, who you can follow on Instagram at Ryan Brom Art. That's RyanBrommArt. Learn more about Spooky Tuesday at spookytuesdaypod.com and subscribe to our Patreon at patreon.com/spooky_Tuesday.